last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Greetings everyone, and welcome to my Super Metroid 100% item collection rate guide and walkthrough. This is part 0, and this is the Sarah's Space Colony section, which you pretty much have to go through if you want to actually start playing the game. Which is thankfully short, sweet, brief, a nice little tutorial on how to help you play the game. You won't be able to do much here. It is just a completely straight path with doors that open by themselves. And just for shits and giggles, I have tried to fight Ridley here, who will appear whenever you get close to the Metroid there. Now, you can just technically get hit by his tail a couple times, and I'm trying to trigger the fight and it's not working, but there it goes. Now, apparently there is a little visual aesthetic that happens if you hit him 100 times. This isn't necessary at all. This doesn't change anything other than a proof of skill. It's like, oh my god, did you see him drop the Metroid hatching? Which, again, doesn't really happen. But if you actually want to achieve this the easiest way possible, stand on top of the door on where I am, and just keep shooting him. Do not let him hit you with the tail. That does a lot of damage. His fire breath does 3 damage, and I believe him touching you does a little more. Yeah, 5 damage, but if you want to see this, this is probably the easiest way to do it. You'll know you did it correctly when you see the hatching drop, which unfortunately you can't save it. I think it's going to happen any second. By the way, if your health goes, I believe, below 30, or at 30, he will just retreat. You're not going to die in this section. I don't think it is possible to die, and if you do, then, well, you fucking suck at Super Metroid. Stop playing, because you're not going to get very far if you die to Ridley in fucking Sarah's Space Station. But anyway, now we got the escape sequence, which is already early. Holy shit. Anyway, you have a minute to escape. These things don't hurt you, but they will... You will get that damage state, but you don't actually lose any energy, which if they were to actually damage you, this would be even more bullshit. But no, they're just there to waste your time. The door breaks behind you, and this is probably the most annoying section, because the screen starts to shake a little bit, like you're on a fucking pirate ship or something. Which thankfully isn't too bad, assuming you memorize the location familiar, which isn't too bad, but again, it can be a little annoying. So, once you touch the elevator sequence, or the little pad that we use to enter, you will leave, and I'm leaving this in because there isn't much else to show. We get the nice little cutscene. I usually trim these out, and since this game doesn't have a lot of cuts, I figure I'd throw them in there anyway. This game is barely any cutscenes except for like the opening sequence, which I left out, except for the little monologue in the beginning, because it's just very interesting voice acting for a game like this. But now we're going to go ahead and land into Planet Zebes, or Zebes, however you say it, and we're going to enter once again into the world of Metroid. See you in part 1 for the actual guide, where I'll explain why I am not going for low percent. Thanks for watching, and take care.